Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at a new Broadway Limited Paragon 3 locomotive. For those of you who don't know, Paragon 3 is the next level for Broadway Limited after their Paragon 2. Now Paragon 3 actually incorporates a subwoofer that actually communicates wirelessly to the subwoofer to augment the sound from the locomotive, the big deep basses and such from a locomotive as if you were trackside. So today's Paragon 3 locomotive is the Pennsylvania Railroad I1sa. Now this is a 210-0 locomotive, 210-0, and this locomotive is equipped again with DC, DCC, and Paragon 3 sound, which means you're going to be able to hear that subwoofer, and we'll go over that again, where each Paragon 3 review I do has both the subwoofer on and off so you can hear the difference. Now, this being a Pennsylvania Railroad locomotive, I know some of you guys are excited, got some requests for this one, so we'll be taking a look right now. MSRP, which is one of the great points with Broadway Limited, is always low on steam locomotives, even though they've got all this technology and Paragon 3. The MSRP on this thing is only $449.99. So you can find discounts off of that at your brick and mortar hobby shops and online retailers that brings this locomotive down into the threes easily. So let's take a look, starting right now. So here we're going to unbox this. Paragon 3, by the way, new color. Paragon 2 is red. You have 2-year warranty if you sign up online. Best in the industry I've seen warranty-wise. Exploded parts diagram sheet in case you have to order any extra parts. And the new Paragon 3 operator's manual, over 30 pages, 30 on the dot of different features, functions, and CVs. So the locomotive itself, we will pull out the box for the very first time. Pennsylvania Railroad on the side of the tender there. Always amazes me the detail on these locomotives. You have a few things in the box. You have a funnel to put smoke fluid. There's no longer smoke fluid included in the box because of some customs issues with overseas deliveries. So you have to pick up some smoke fluid on your own there. You've got a hex tool to remove the drivers, put traction tires on, and then you also have a baggie with looks like a whistle there, little whistle metallic part. So you have both the locomotive and tender here. We'll take a look at the locomotive first. So we're going to start at the front. You got a high mounted LED headlight, handrails along the side here. You got a smoke box door here. Coupler cut lever that's fixed in one position. You have the smokestack bell here, safety tread along the walkway up by the handrails here, all the piping, side rod, drivers. We got the lead trucks. Has no trailing trucks on this version, but you see all the piping, air hoses and stuff wound around the side. Really nice detail and how they did all these air hoses. You've got all the piping up here. You have a roof vent that does open and close. Just checking that because I wasn't sure. You have a cab figure in there. You got 4587, the cab number both here and at the side of the headlight and on the smoke box door in the front there. So 3 different spots. You've got the builder's plate along the side here. On the back, you have backhead boiler detail. A little hard to see. You've got 2 cab figures. You have this deck plate here. Shining some light in the backhead, you can see the backhead boiler detail there. A little better, both cab figures left and right there. Got handrails above the cab windows, rivet detail on the roof. You got the drawbar and the male portion of the plug here. Tender has the female portion. Then you got more of the same on the other side, just a little bit of different piping and detail on this side. So we'll swing this back around to the front. That is the I1sa in a nutshell in detail. Tender isn't any joke. It's nearly the length of the locomotive. Yeah, neck and neck for the length. So this locomotive is just as much tender as it is locomotive. You got a nice realistic coal load. One of the best coal loads I've seen here. You've got handrails along the back, water hatches, Pennsylvania nice along the side. Wheels are kind of low riders, but you can see all the truck detail on the wheels there. Here's the back area where the coal would be shoveled from. Handrails so the crew can enter the tender here. More of the detail on the same. Then you got this little housing back here as well. Some windows, separately applied grabs, access ladder. You have a coupler back here, coupler cut lever, PRR in the back, tender capacity back here as well. So I like the detail, really do. Looks pretty good. Tender is very nicely detailed, almost as much so as the locomotive. Alright, if you notice in the background this red box, that is the Paragon 3 receiver. That's hooked up to a subwoofer that you can either buy from Broadway Limited or provide your own subwoofer via the regular audio cable. It's powered, so you need that power source. Other than that, you're good to go with Paragon 3. Now, when I first power on the track and move the locomotive, the first few seconds you're going to hear the locomotive itself, then you'll hear Paragon 3 kick in. You'll be able to tell the difference because everybody I've talked to said my video as audio captures it best with the Paragon 3, so you'll be able to hear the subwoofer kick in and augment the sound from the locomotive. Now the point is, you get that trackside experience with the rumble, and that's what Paragon 3 is doing. Really excited, and I think the Paragon 3 steam is just awesome. So I'm going to power this on now, and we're going to actually move this. And we're going to move this locomotive starting right now. There you hear Paragon 3 kicking in. Multitasking, I'm checking for smooth operation. 1 speed step. Four speed steps. Absolutely love the rumble of Paragon 3 with steam. Diesel's great too, and I thought diesel might be better, but I think steam it nails. And it really is my favorite if I had to pick between diesel and steam augmented by Paragon 3. So let's listen to some sounds now. We'll just listen to a few. F1 is bell. F2, the bell's kind of slowing the momentum there down, so it rings for a couple seconds after I turn it off. But F2 is the whistle. So there's those two sounds. F3's coupler slack. Happens when you move it. F4's air pump. You hear the subwoofer just kicking in the air pump, that bass from the air pump. It's pretty sweet. Now F5 when it's stopped is blow down, when it's moving is increase the chuff intensity. Oops, F8. F8 was fired, so it actually turned it off, but let's hit F5 again. There you hear the blowdown. It's moving, we'll see if it increases chuff here. Yep, you hear that rumble. That really is music to my ears. I love how they did that. I mean, guys, as a reviewer, there's just some things that strike me as really cool, and this thing just blows my socks off. F9 is the startup and shutdown sequence. We'll listen to shutdown. And start up F9 again. So you've got a lot of other functions. We don't have time to do them all. F9 is still going here. F10 is the coal shovel or the auger. I mean, grade crossing horn, F13, radio sounds, F17, it goes on and on and on. But one thing that's really cool that I like about Broadway Limited locomotives, I mention almost during every review, is between F26 and F27 you can record a sequence, play the horn, move it, slow it down, speed it up, and then the other one plays it. So it's just an automatic sequence going around your layout, which is really cool, and Broadway Limited's the only one that I know does that. So overall, pretty sweet locomotive, very smooth drive at slow speeds. And the Paragon 3 I can't praise enough. It is amazing. That wraps up the review of the Paragon 3 Pennsylvania Railroad I1sa, a 210 locomotive from Broadway Limited. Now, you can probably tell from the review that I'm a little head over heels for Paragon 3, especially the steam sound. But overall, I don't know what to say. I just like the sound. I think it's good. I think it augments steam well. I think it augments diesel well, but I really like the steam in terms of the chuff, the deep chuffs, the trackside experience of being next to a steam locomotive. It just brings that to life. And Broadway Limited has a lot of fun with making products for modelers, thinking outside the box. That's why they won the People's Choice Award last year, because everybody said, wow, they're just coming up with all this innovative, cutting-edge stuff. So, yes, I'm very head over heels for Broadway Limited Paragon 3 Steam. Let's talk about the actual locomotive, though. I think it has great motor control. I think it has nice sound. I think the detail is nice. I didn't find anything wrong. Overall, I think the price is good because you've got an MSRP of less than $450. Then when you're talking brick and mortar hobby shop and online retailer discounts, you're in the threes, which makes a nicely detailed, nice sounding locomotive very affordable. Now keep in mind, there are manufacturers out there that have locomotives, steam locomotives, that are HO scale priced into the $700 and $800 range for plastic. So I'd say about $700 or $699 MSRP is what I've seen on the high end for plastic. So overall, you couldn't ask for a better price, and the augmented sound from Paragon 3 and the subwoofer. So I'm going to leave you guys with a run by of this locomotive. The great thing about this run by, there's not going to be any, the locomotive's not pulling anything, but you saw the pulling specs from the pull test and the weight and all that jazz. But what's very good about this run by is where my car shops are on the layout is right out of range from the Paragon 3 receiver. I should say it's in range, but the receiver automatically senses the distance and it lays off the sound. So when it's first going past the car shops, there is no sound. And then right about the time the locomotive goes out of camera view, the Paragon 3 receiver senses it's getting close and it kicks in, because it's all about that trackside experience for the modeler. You know, the locomotive is centered to wherever that subwoofer is. So you'll hear both without again and with. And since the locomotive's not in the picture, you're just kind of staring at a blank backdrop and some basic scenery, and you can hear that Paragon 3 kick in and again see the difference with and without Paragon 3. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Make informed decisions on your purchases is really my goal, and we will see you next time right here on my channel. So take care.